Live from the No Panic Zone, I'm Steve Gruber. I am America's voice, a man on a mission to make this country better every single day, and proud to say yes, I believe in America first. Here are three big things you need to know right now. Number one, son of Paul Pelosi's attacker says it's possible his dad was a sex slave at Nancy's house and that his dad has some really big problems. Well, it seems the Pelosi problems could be bigger today. Number two, the economy is bumping along with the Fed raising rates once again in an attempt to reel in sky-high inflation that's hurting American families. But will it work, and where do we go from here? Number three, you do not matter. You do not matter. That is the message that's being sent loud and clear to all American citizens and legal residents of this country as the Biden administration is ready to open the floodgates even wider at the southern border. When the Title 42 provisions attached to the COVID pandemic that has caused millions of potential invaders to be blocked from coming into the country, when that ends, December 21st, the forecast is for 14,000 illegal aliens a day or possibly more rolling into America. That would be more than 5 million illegals a year. Add that to those that have come in illegally since Joe Biden became president. You have 11 or 12 million illegals by the end of 2023. 17 million illegals by the end of Joe Biden's first term as president, November 2024. And that shows that being an American citizen is absolutely meaningless because nothing is being done to protect you or me against the invasion of humanity from all over the world. It's been going on for months and is going to get exponentially worse. Citizenship was supposed to mean something under the socialist regime of Joe Biden and the border czar Kamala Harris, but it's been reduced to being worthless. I mean, they can just come here, get government benefits in many cases, bleed the system dry. The border towns cannot possibly absorb anywhere near that many people, and frankly, neither can the states on the southern border, and that means the invasion will be moving deeper and deeper into the nation, millions of people without jobs or housing or a way to feed themselves. There's no question this will fuel a new surge in crime and violent crime for sure. It's a recipe for total disaster for the whole damn country. In fact, it might be enough to capsize the place, just like Congressman Hank Johnson of Georgia thought might happen in Guam a few years ago. It's also something Kevin McCarthy says is by design, something the Democrats want. Here's what Kevin McCarthy had to say. Listen.
They have destroyed this border. We don't even have operational control anymore. Think about what your story just portrayed. 1.5 million fentanyl pills in 1 week. One crossing from 42 different countries. This didn't used to be this way. And what's going to happen in 1 week from now when Title 42 is lifted? So all your viewers understand what that means. Title 42 simply says when someone enters our country illegally from another nation, we send them back to their country. When you do that, it stops illegal immigration from coming. But this administration will not uphold that. There is projections that it would be 13 million more people going to cross this border illegally in the next 2 years under the Biden administration.
Well, and you add the ones that are already here, and you get to 17, maybe 18 million. But to give you a firsthand understanding of what is happening, we're going to go live to El Paso, Texas right now, where Real America's Voice correspondent Anthony Aguero is standing by. Anthony, we just heard Kevin McCarthy say another 13 million illegals. That would be on top of the 6 million that are already here. You've been watching this up close from a front row seat for months now. How is it today compared to, say, a month ago or a year ago? What does it really look like? Thank you for being here, first of all, but what does it look like?
It's seriously reckless. Unfortunately, this import of a third world country will force the United States to turn into a third world country. When you import the third world, you become the third world. This is driving the wages for Americans down to the floor. Already, with a tanking economy, for us to be importing these individuals that are going to be working for pennies on the dollar compared to what Americans should be earning is going to hurt many of us all across the board, not just in border states. Now, we got to talk about the people that are the gotaways. Nobody's mentioning how many thousands and hundreds of thousands individuals are coming in completely undetected because our border is completely unmanned. Agents are being pulled off the line to go into processing facilities, to go help with the children that are being brought unaccompanied.
Well, one of the clips I saw, Anthony, one of the clips I saw, it showed a line of people 5 and 6 people across. It went on for, I don't know how far back it went. There had to be thousands of people in this line, basically waiting to get in as if they were coming into Disney World. And there was one car and 2 or 3 agents. That was it. You can't control that. There's thousands of them and 2 or 3 of you. That's it. There's no way to control that. These border towns have no way to absorb this. And back to your point about pennies on the dollar, that's for the ones that actually go to work. More than half of those that come in here illegally never get a job. That's a statistical fact. So what do? They don't have a job. They don't have a place to live. They don't have roots. They come from other countries. They carry other flags across our border. I mean, to me, it's mind-blowing. It has to be by design, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And one thing, Steve, that nobody is ever really touching on is the fact that we are part of the global compact of migration. See, prior to President Trump, before President Trump took office, Barack Obama secretly went to a meeting in New York and signed the United States into what is called the Global Compact of Migration. The Global Compact of Migration consists of about 150 some other countries all around the world, in which within this little club, basically there is no borders. And so people were wondering how, when we had such a strong advocate for border security, how he was having waves of caravans. If we go back to before President Trump, we never really heard the term caravan. It wasn't until after President Trump took office that we began hearing the term caravan. Why was that? Because Barack Obama basically threw a hot potato on President Trump's lap. In 2017, President Trump came out saying, you know what? The United States will not be rejoining the Global Compact of Migration because we were set to sign back in 2018. Last December, Oscar Ramirez and I, our other correspondent here for Real America's Voice, we were talking and we said, since President Trump had taken us out of this global compact of migration, things had slowed down. As of last December, we started digging around and come to find out Joe Biden actually signed us back into the global compact of migration last December 14th, as a matter of fact. It has been over a year now that Joe Biden has signed us into this global compact of migration. There's really nobody in the news anywhere talking about this. And so we are set to continue receiving migrants because we are a part of the global compact of migration. And that is something that we need to talk about.
We need to exit that. We need to talk about it, absolutely. And if people want to find out more, we're going to take a break here. Don't go anywhere, Anthony. We got more to talk about here. But if you want to find out more about the Global Compact for Migration, put it in your computer, Google it, whatever you use, DuckDuckGo, I don't care, whatever your search engine is. It is part of the United Nations initiative to change the world, not for the better. You can read all about it. 258 million people that are not in their country of birth and so on and so forth. And they give all the reasons, overwhelming social infrastructure, problems and threats and war. And, of course, climate change is the reason fueling people to come to other countries. I don't think climate change is sending people over the southern border of the United States. That's an absolute bald-faced lie. But they throw it in there just as a catch-all. I'll be back with Anthony Aguero, live from El Paso, Texas, here on the Steve Gruber Show after this.